Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins. Listen up, sports.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are here for another episode of the Darion Hopkins Show. I am your boy Darion of the Darion Hopkins Show. Well, sports show, as I can say now. But we back with another episode, back with some more NFL and NBA news a little bit. You know, probably I got to get into my MLB bag a little bit because I know MLB be looking good. So I got to get back into my MLB bag. But, good afternoon, man. What's going on? What's up, man?
What's good, man? I'm just chilling, man. I really want to see what's gonna go on in this draft. I was super excited about the NFL, but then now all this stuff going on with the NBA again. It's like, dang, I'm ready to see what's going on with the NBA already now.
It's like there's a lot of competition going on right now.
Yeah, man.
The NBA and the NFL to keep up with news in that nature. I didn't get a chance to talk about this behind the scenes, but I do want all of us to be, available for Thursday if all of us want to do the NBA draft together, like just the first round. So I know it's gonna be a long night. People ain't gonna be here all night trying to do the draft. I might do the first round. Second round, I might not do, but I'm really thinking about doing the NBA draft Thursday night. So I'll definitely keep y'all more intact with that. Shout out to Sports Edits, whoever the LeBron James Stan account or whatever fake account it is. Shout out to y'all. RC Talks with NBA, WNBA. Let's get it. But before we get into any of the topics today, make sure y'all go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase for all live events, sporting events. If you want to go to NFL games that's up and coming, if you want to go to baseball games as of right now, even wrestling events, even any type of events, live events that they having right now, make sure you go to SeatGeek.com and purchase your tickets and use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. Make sure you go to betus.com and receive 125% of your sportsbook upon your initial deposit. The link is definitely in the description there. And this podcast will be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. So make sure y'all go get them plays and leave us a review. We want to make sure that y'all leave us a review here because we want to hear what y'all have to say. We really want to put, we put y'all first. We really go off, we feed off what y'all ask us, so we'll put that in, in the back end and go from there. So, and shout out to everybody that did on the community post as well, because we're thinking about changing the time to a later date, knowing that there's no football right now, there's no basketball right now. So, I mean, we got WNBA, of course, but it's kind of hard for me to keep up with it now with everything else I have going on personally. I feel like I got 20 arms at this point. So with me, I'm trying to keep up with it as best as possible. But all of us on social media, same thing at D Hopkins Show, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all at D Hopkins Show. But we're not talking James Harden today. I don't care.
Who's already?
We're not talking James Harden today. We're not doing it.
I didn't even say nothing.
I just wanted to put that out there real quick.
I came up here this morning and I said, you know what? I'm not even going to do it right now. We're not even going to do it right now. We're not even going to do it right now. We're not even going to do it. It's
fine. It's fine with me, but I got the first question of the day, and it's a little mixture of NBA and NFL here. The LeBron James says Zion's girlfriend. You know what? I can't. I can't. But if y'all do have any questions in the chat, let me know so I can put them up there for any questions that y'all do have for us. If we missed something as far as in sports news, let us know. We'll look it up real quick. Boom. But who will go down as the better person or the better player in their sport? Kevin Durant or Aaron Rodgers? Because this is a tough one because for me, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm gonna say this. What's going on, Tyra? What's going on, beautiful? What's up? I don't know if I should pick Aaron Rodgers or Kevin Durant because if you look at it, Aaron Rodgers stayed with one team majority of his career and won a Super Bowl, but he has not won a Super Bowl since. Since Kevin Durant was always a great shooter, always a great player, but if you couldn't beat him, you joined him. And that's what Kevin Durant did. He joined the Golden State Warriors. He won back-to-back titles with them, left, went to Brooklyn, failed, traded to the Suns, and barely played for the Suns. So, I mean, I want to hear. I want to hear your perspective.
I mean,
this when it comes to a full-time career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we talking about what? How many times you want to score a title? 4 times? He won it 4 times, Stevie?
Who? Aaron Rodgers or Kevin Durant?
KD scoring title 4 times, right?
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers, I think it's a 3-time or a 4-time MVP.
Yeah, no, he's
in the league as well.
He's a 4-time All-Pro. My thing is, don't get me wrong. See, it's crazy because you probably thought I was gonna go against the grain on this one, but I agree, Aaron Rodgers, and only because, like, well, first of all, when I think of Green Bay, like, everybody was thinking Brett Favre. He surpassed that. Like, that is crazy, just within itself. Like him surpassing that. You got to think about the quarterback position, like in football. It takes a lot more. I feel like me just being a sports fan, it takes a lot more to be dominant as he has at that position for that long with that team. Like, I don't know, it's just different. You just got to think, even if we really compare sports, because KD plays basketball, like you got to think where he's playing at. Like, we talking about the weather conditions. Like, KD ain't out there. He's not out there throwing those 65-yard passes in the freezing cold and the snow and running around at his age. You know what I'm saying? So it just, I definitely was already gonna say Aaron Rodgers. I agree with you on Aaron Rodgers.
I just feel like who will be better in their sport. I just feel like if you want to be completely honest, I mean, Kevin Durant is one of the top players in this league. Let's not forget that. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the best players in this league. But I think if you want to say better, more individual, you really can't say Aaron Rodgers in that aspect because you need 10 other players to make sure your quarterback is right. You need your offensive line, you need your receivers, you need your running back, you need a defense. But with the NBA, you do need a supporting cast. But NBA is a little bit more of individual talk. If you look at it like, who's the GOAT of all time, no matter what position it is. Now in the NFL, who's the GOAT of all time at the quarterback position, or at the running back position, or at the linebacker position? So
then it still would kind of lie, and Rodgers still stuck it out. KD, you had OKC, you had Brooklyn, Golden State, you
4 different teams.
You get what I'm saying? And then and I hate, because I had an argument with somebody that I feel like KD was a big contributor to them winning. But at the same time, too, it's like, if you didn't make that move after you lost to them, do you really, you know what I'm saying? Do you get them rings, though? Like, you literally, like, I hate to relive that moment, but you literally lost to them, joined them, and won.
You lost them after a 3-1 lead that you had.
You get what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't want to take away, but just even when you talk about individual, like, you gotta get that person respect who stuck it out, no matter if his team, when they was dirt, to all the way to when they to when they playoffs. Like, Aaron Rodgers stuck that out. He stuck that all the way out to as long as he could. I feel like until now, of course. But
so she says Kevin Durant, and she's a Seahawks fan, so don't mind her, yo. she a Seahawks fan. Don't mind her.
The Seahawks, man, they're gonna be all right, man.
I mean, they're gonna be all right, but I get what you're saying there with Aaron Rodgers stuck it out. But if you look at the last couple of years, with Aaron Rodgers, right? Like, he was on his way out. We already knew that he was looking to leave Green Bay some way, somehow. Even with the contract, that big, massive contract that he got, he still wanted out of Green Bay. So they found the way to get him out of there. I think they got him out of there for like a bag of chips and a pack of annihilators. That's just for me. I'm just listen. They didn't really give up. I mean, they didn't really give up a lot for Aaron Rodgers. Like,
I mean, but I think
a lot of teams could have went out and got A-Rod. Come on,
it's still like some stuff in that contract though that gotta happen or something like that. Like he gotta hit some type of. Aaron Rodgers is supposed to hit.
It's like some type of incentive, right?
Yeah, incentive going on with that. So something like that.
I'm not too sure. But Tyra, don't be laughing at me, girl. Leave me alone. All right. So KD, Aaron Rodgers held Green Bay hostage. I don't think he held Green Bay hostage. Is that you see that Devontae Adams, got traded last year from Green Bay.
Yeah.
You took away his number one receiver. And after that, you really didn't. Then in Green Bay, if you look at Green Bay, you really didn't put nothing around Aaron Rodgers besides Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. In them last 2 to 3 years, you really didn't put nothing. You had an older Randall Cobb, but he's out of his prime as of right now.
I mean, Tony wasn't bad.
That's a number 2 receiver in this league, not a number 1. But do you really? I mean, you had I forgot the other guy's name that they had, but Green Bay is just Green Bay. They just where they're at. Like, they're just where they're at. And I think it was time to go anyway. They pulled and it's just ironic how he gets traded to the Jets. And if you look at what happened with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers got his start with Green Bay, look where Brett Favre went, to the New York Jets. Ironically, it's crazy. He went to the Jets too. So it's just crazy to me. But I'm gonna say Aaron Rodgers as well. I think he will have a better career because I think the longevity of him still playing football is a possibility. And he got a young team around that's a possibility can contend for a playoff spot or a Super Bowl, depending on how the team comes out. But Kevin Durant is one of the greatest players to ever do it in the association. We're not going to take that away from him. One of the best players to ever do it at his position and overall. So he just coming out of Texas, playing that 1 year at Texas, playing all those good games at Oklahoma City, can't beat him, join him 1-2 with the Warriors, which I think he should have stayed with the Warriors and not with the Brooklyn, try to learn his own big 3. I think that was a big mistake himself. Is just he started to remind me of LeBron James. If you can't beat him, join him. Like, I mean, but the thing about it is that only thing I can respect LeBron James though is that even though he left Cleveland, he went back and beat and got them a championship. He went back.
Okay, you got respect.
KD would have went back to Oklahoma City.
I just seen somebody post this morning. That's probably one of the best. I just seen somebody post this morning. That's probably one of the best championships in the NBA. And I was like, just because the morale that went with that, and then Cleveland, it was like that was big. That was
right. So
back,
right. So I feel like we're like, okay, LeBron left. He didn't have nobody. I mean, he had a better roster than he had with the first team with Cleveland that won a championship. You beat the best team in the Golden State Warriors at that time that had one of the best records in the league. It came down for 3-0, if I'm not mistaken. It was down 3-0 in that finals. Then he left again. Matter of fact, I'm wrong. Hold up. He left Cleveland the first time, went to Miami, went back to Cleveland, and then went to LA. So if I'm Kevin Durant, if you want to end your career, go back to OKC. Just go back. Him and Russ go back. I miss that Oklahoma City team. I do. Man. Even though they're young now and they still look good, I can see them making the playoffs this year.
Man, Josh Giddey, SGA, man, they said they got that over there. They trying to get it. They got.
You know how many? They got mad picks coming up.
Yeah,
they got mad picks coming up.
Man, I want to talk. That's why I'm ready for Thursday because I'm like it's some first rounders. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah. We're definitely going to talk about that later in the show. Talk about the perspectives here, but it's some other things that's supposed to be going down in the NBA draft about some Damian Lillard rumors here, like, and we got some Zach LaVine rumors here as well. Zach LaVine might be on the move. Wait a minute now, but for me, there's some. Oh wow! So now they're saying the Jazz is considering trade. Speaking of, let's talk about the NBA draft and all this stuff that's coming down. Fuck it, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of things. The Utah Jazz is considering trading picks Utah has spoken with the Pistons, Pacers about moving to the number 5 or the number 7 pick. The eyes on Anthony Black from Arkansas. So for me, we talked about so why does this news want to come out after the show wants to start? That's the one thing I hate about Bleacher Report. They kill me. They kill me. So that news is out there. So the Blazers is trying to use. Let's just we gonna get back to the other topics, but we gonna get back to the topics that we sent in the group chat. So the Blazers trying to use that number 3 overall pick in a Barry Massive trade to offer, the Damian Lillard buzz. So from what I'm hearing is that the Portland Trail Blazers are planning to keep the number 3 overall pick of the 2023 NFL draft, according to ESPN's Jonathan Givony. Now, he reported that the Blazers may prefer to get the type of talent to the roster they would be hard to press to bring in Portland, even if not, though, during the draft. Now, they say that the Miami Heat is focused on Damian Lillard with a genuine belief that this could be an offseason veteran guard that seeks change of scenery, according to Chris Hayes as well. So I understand that they're trying to move this number 3 pick, and the only way you're going to move this number 3 pick if Damian Lillard is involved. If you think that you're going to be able to try to move this number 3 pick and don't have Damian Lillard involved, that's a problem. That's a problem, because I just saw something earlier about the Blazers trying to get Bam in a buyout. I don't believe that will happen. I think they're going to keep Bam in Portland, and even though that, don't get me wrong, that they have what's the guy's name? They still worked on a new deal with the guy Jeremy Grant. I think he's there in Portland, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
If they do pick Henderson in the draft, the Blazers can maintain the luxury of shopping Anthony Simmons in the trade. He averaged 21 points and shot 37.7% from beyond the arc in this past season. And he has 3 years left on a 4-year contract for $100 million. So I don't see. I see Damian Lillard. I see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to trade out the number 3 pick and try to get some other assets for it. But I just don't see Damian Lillard going anywhere at this point. Like, even though Miami's focused on getting them, I just don't see it at this point. You have to make me a believer that Damian Lillard is going to be in a Heat jersey before the season's over. That's a fact. It's a known fact. So what are your thoughts about all of this going down with Damian Lillard and the Blazers still trying to move the pick and still keep Dame in that process?
I mean, it might be like his last hoorah to see if it's gonna work. I mean, what you think? You get Scoot in there. I mean, they're gonna keep Nurkic, obviously. I don't know, man. I thought he was gonna go to the Heat, but now, and like you said after this morning, it's like he's not. I don't think he's leaving now. I don't know what they're gonna try to do. That's just a lot. Like you said, are they gonna bring, if they get Scoot, they're gonna have to pay Grant again, I guess. Who else do they have over there? They got a couple wing players. It's like they gonna keep Anthony. I mean that might be okay to keep together. I mean, maybe like Jamari can play the 4 a little bit. Maybe bring Scoot in like a Dame, Anthony Simons, Scoot out type thing. But that's just I don't see Dame wasting no more time trying to get nothing over there. He put it all into that team. He had made it. He been vocal a lot of times about that he doesn't want to leave that team. So now that he wants to leave, he obviously wants to win a championship. So I feel like he needs to go to Miami, and that's the perfect piece before Miami starts trying to make other moves. Because I had another, which I'll probably mention later, but I seen another move they were talking about making a lot of sense for them as far as in the draft. Like after the draft, I don't see a lot of teams picking up. I mean, after the draft, I don't see a lot of teams trying to make moves if they get what they need. I feel like in the first round, yeah. So
So
I don't know, man. But Scoot, it's up in the air about Scoop going so many places. Like, what's going on, man?
Oh, we gonna get into it. We're definitely going to get into it. Anthony Black is going. Anthony Black is going to be a beast for any team that wants him. Better stay in their position and all go in and to move
man,
up.
it's crazy. He broke up Anthony Black. I swear, I had, like I said, I had a couple players I want to talk about. He was one of them that I feel like was sleepers. We gonna get into that. Anthony Black, if he goes to the Magic,
if you need a combo versatile guard, he's the player that you take. What's going on, Unc? That's my Unc from the Comment Show that be on every Thursday on StreamYard. So make sure, or on YouTube and Facebook, make sure y'all go check that out over there on the Sports Empire Network. No major changes in the draft facts. Only could Dame and Kyrie. I don't see Dame and Kyrie going. I don't see Dame and Kyrie in Dallas. That's the only thing I just don't see that, even though they're trying to give Kyrie the $275 million on the max contract. And they got to pick up. Then they have to pick up Dame's contract. That's going to be a lot. The Portland Trailblazers are driving me crazy. Shannon Sharp is there too. Is there where? Where is that? Where he's at? I'm trying to figure that out. What's going on, Anthony Estrada? What's good? What's going on? Salute. Unc says Dame is staying in Portland. He can make more money staying in Portland, more than $10 million if he stays. What would you do? I mean, he has made over $400 million at Portland, but it's just not a market for players to come join Damian Lillard. I think that's what the issue is. Who wants to play in Portland? I mean, if you want to look at as far as the market, I mean, it's a small city market for an NBA team. So do you think if Dame stayed there, can he get people to come there? Is that the question? So that would be the question there. At best, Portland is a 7 or 8 seed with the whole team is healthy if they maximize the roster's potential. Yeah, they gotta maximize the roster potential. They saying Scoot is going 3, so hopefully Bud can say something about that. Black is a beast. That's what Unc is saying. Question, you got a book? You got a question, brother? He said, I'm seeing a cross between Penny Hardaway and Joe Johnson with an Anthony Black. Do you agree?
Who did I have for his thing? I didn't even write down. But yeah, I kind of guess, yeah. I got him as a playmaker, defensive stopper, 6'6", 210. Yeah, he played off ball, on ball D real good, floor general. I guess, yeah, that's a good mix. That's a good mix. I feel like him going to the Magic, man. Hit Black, Banchero, Franz, and Wendell Carter. It's gonna be crazy. I think people are asleep on how good the Magic were last year. They weren't that bad.
They weren't that bad. They're just a young basketball team.
Yeah, they're just young. They're just young.
They're just young. Unc said that the market is poor, but he's a loyal dude. I say keep him in Portland with either Miller or Scoop. I don't think Scoop is going to fall to number 3.
Yeah,
that's my only thing about it. I don't think Scoop is going to fall to number 3. I think the Pelicans is going to try to want him there, even though not the Pelicans. I forgot who got the number 2 pick.
I think is it Charlotte?
Because I know Portland got number 3.
I don't know because it's Portland.
Because Portland got the number 3 pick. I totally forgot the lottery pick. I totally forgot it. So let me just go through the NBA draft order real quick. I got it right here. Draft order. So I'm sorry, a little bit unprepared. San Antonio. So San Antonio, Charlotte, then Portland.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was Charlotte.
Okay, so yeah, San Antonio, Charlotte, Portland. I think the Pelicans, like we even talked about it earlier about how we wanted the Zion Williamson trade thing might possibly happen because the Pelicans trying to look to get that number 2 slot and try to get Zion in that trade. We saw that too, but San Antonio, Charlotte, Portland. We got Houston at 4, Detroit 5, Orlando 6, Indiana 7, Washington 8, Utah 9, and we just heard about Utah trying to move up with the Detroit Pistons to try to go up and get the Anthony Black guy from Arkansas. Orlando with number 11, that's from Chicago. Oklahoma City with 12, Toronto with 13, and New Orleans with 14. Now, I mean, if you're 14 and you're trying to move up to number 2, you're going to have to give up a lot for Charlotte. You have to give up a lot.
But at the end of the day, you have to think right now. I think Charlotte is trying to. It's like they know they're either going to have to make a run this next year coming up, or LaMelo's gone. So it's like they really are. I think that's why they're trying to get up so high to get Scoot or try to get Brandon Miller, but they probably gonna try to get Scoot, which I don't know how that's gonna work. But I just feel like they definitely, like, I want to say a win now state, but they got to at least try to make a good run in the playoffs next year. Like, the East is kind of wide open. Like they could beat like a Knicks if they have a good team, like, or something. They could beat like a Knicks, or I could see them beating the Knicks in maybe a 7-game series, something like that. If they have all the pieces they need, and actually, now that they got Jordan out of there, they might do. I mean, I don't know. I don't even like talking about Charlotte. Please don't talk about that.
You don't like talking about Charlotte because you live there. You see how I don't like talking about Philadelphia because I live here. We in the same boat, brother. We in the same boat. But talking about this NBA draft, I know you got some players on that list that you wanted to talk about. Yeah. So let us know that list, because knowing me, like, I watch a lot of the prospects, but I didn't really get too much deep dive into them, because I've been like, I really want to like black out everybody and just focus on the prospects. That's what I used to do for the NFL draft, but I need to start doing that for the NBA draft as well. So, what players you have do you have like a mock draft or anything of that, or you got players that's going to stand out?
I have a mock, but I got a mock, but I just basically took a couple of my steals that I felt like, I just took a couple of steals. I put what round I got them going, though, or they predicted to go. So the first one I got, I hate messing his name up. Jacquez Jr., the guy from Jamie from UCLA.
Okay.
So
I heard of him.
Yeah, 6'6", 226. He averaged 17 and 8 last season. So they say he got shades like Kevin McHale. So he's supposed to be
comparison to Kevin.
So he's connected to the Heat. So this is what I'm saying, that if that's why, like, the Dame thing, that's what I'm saying about the Dame thing, because if they could pick somebody like him up, he basically a two-way player on the wing. He hustle, rebound, play off-ball defense. Like he plays defense, and he can score too. But they'll be picking him up as one of those wing players, adding like another, basically like a bigger Gabe Vince or something like that. Like, a guy who can score, but he gonna give you that defense. He gonna give you that hustle.
Right.
I got Anthony Black, of course, connected to the Magic, playmaker, defensive stopper, 6'6", 210. He averaged 12.8, 5, 3, and 2 last season, man. Like, he just a dog, bro. Like, if he go to the Magic, I see them. They gonna make some moves this year. They gonna make some moves. That was like one of them. I'm happy somebody already mentioned that. I didn't even expect anybody to really be, because ain't nobody been talking about them. It just been like Scoop, Brandon Miller, and all that. Nobody really talked about Anthony Black. I also got Grady Dick from Kansas. He might go to the Warriors. Like, another 6'6" guy. He's 6'6", 204. He can shoot, playmaker, finish at the rim. He averaged 14 last season, shooting 58%. And he averaged 5 rebounds also. He shooting at least 6 threes a game. They say he got shades of Reggie Miller or Bogdanovich. He one of them tall guys. Shoot, he not he an aggressive player. He not one of them like soft white guys. Like, I don't want to compare him to a Larry Bird, but you get what I'm saying. He's not a soft white guy. So
yeah, he's not one. He's not. Yeah, he's not one of them forwards / guards or whatever. Like, that white boy can ball.
Yeah, so he might go to the Warriors. He catch and shoot, pull up threat, and he hustles. So I feel like his most attribute the most best thing he brings to a team is being able to pull up, because everybody else, they got Wiggins, but everybody else in that team is more like they not really moving. Even Clay might catch it 1 dribble, 2 dribbles or something like that, but Curry is the only person catching it, pulling up, and he can bring that to the team, and another tall player for them. This
I do
another
see
freak.
what great. I do see what Grady did. Like he's 6'6", 204.
Yeah,
You know, they said a Reggie Miller and a Brandon Rush. I can see the comparison.
and that's what I was saying with the Draymond thing. I was arguing with my boy yesterday because he said, well, just because Draymond declined, I said, bro, I don't think he's coming back. He's like, yeah, he's coming back. I was like, I don't see no point in him doing that. I don't think that makes sense. Like, but he thinks that Dunleavy gonna pull something and Draymond's gonna be back. But I think when they got players like this, they might go after in the draft. Is no reason to bring Draymond back. They might as well start working towards a new system. Eventually, that's gonna have to. That team's got to break up anyway. Why not start going ahead and doing that now and trying to plug those pieces in and rebuild that?
I think Dunleavy's going to try to find his best way to bring Draymond on a smaller contract back so they can have some cap space. But I just don't see that happening because if that was the case, then even though he declined that $27.5 million fifth that player option, I think he could find more somewhere else. But if you find more somewhere else, they're not going to be a contender. That's the only problem with that.
And then what about the Lakers? They just said Draymond and LeBron was in France yesterday.
I'm not. No.
But in hindsight, like when you plug Draymond into that team, like Bron, when you put AD and Draymond down there, that's trouble for Jokic. That's how I look at it on the West. When you put AD and Draymond down in their paint, that's trouble for Jokic. And then you got to deal with LeBron like that. That would be a good piece. That would be a good piece for a lot of teams on the West. I feel like to try to load up for Jokic, to try to pick him up. I'm pretty sure so. But another player I had, I got him going 25th in the first from Santa Clara. Now I don't want to mess his name up, but his name is Brandon Podziski or something like that. He's 6'4", 204. Now the Grizzlies probably wasn't gonna get him, so this kind of came out this morning. They was saying they was gonna get him. He was connected to him, but now that Ja got suspended for the first 25 games, they might still grab him. So he's 6'4", he 204. He averaged 19 points last season, shooting 60%. And he was 43% from the three assists and 1.8 steals a game. They say he's like a Dante DaVinci type player. But I just feel like that'd be good for the Grizzlies.
That's not a bad comparison though, because he's I always get his name butchered like that. I just feel like if you have a good like you're not going to get a actual shooter out of him. When it's time to make a shot and you need one, you can go to him.
You can go to him, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he gonna give you defense. He gonna play defense if nothing else. Even if he doesn't score, he's not a liability on defense. Put it like that. He's not a liability.
Yeah, he's not a liability on defense. I can agree to that.
And then my last guy I had was Oliver Prosper from Marquette. So he's
very underrated player. A lot of people don't talk about. People need to stop playing with Marquette, man.
Man, come on,
people need to stop playing with Marquette, man. They bring some quality players. I mean, the Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade. I'm just saying, like the list goes on and on from Marquette now.
So I had Prosper. I feel like he a PJ Tucker guy. Like I just don't even know how to say it. I feel like he got the position, versatility coming there. He can play. He can put him at different spots. He athletic. He averaged 12 points last year. Shooting 61%. He's a high percentage shooter. He doesn't really shoot a lot of threes. He averaged 33.9 from the three, but he shoots a lot of in the paint shots. But he athletic, plays interior defense, and he got that position versatility. He's like a PJ Tucker. So that was my last one.
He's like one of those corner spot up shooters that's just waiting to sit there.
Yeah,
like a PJ Tucker.
Yeah, like I feel, but. With him being younger so the team he's connected to supposedly right now is the Rockets. So,
oh Lord, I don't want to hear the word Rockets at all. But I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there today. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to myself.
But man, I can't. Well, Thursday, like you said, Thursday I have my whole. I have everything for y'all, but I got a couple more players. But Prosper and definitely that Jamie from UCLA going to the Heat, man. If they could get him, that might be a game changer right there for them. I'm not gonna lie.
And I think for Miami, if you can't find a big in the free agency, you're gonna have to find a big in this draft to help out Bam some way, somehow. I think it's too much. I think it's already too many guards there, especially if you're not going to trade for Damian Lillard. You can still keep the core that you have and just find yourself a big man, because Bam can't do it by himself. Bam can't do it by himself.
Who are some of the that's what we if I was on the computer, you could probably look it up. But who are the free agents coming up this offseason? It's not a lot, is it? It got to be at least two.
I mean, all we know right now that Fred VanVleet is the biggest agent, free agent out there outside of Kyrie Irving.
And I don't really see where could Fred go.
So as far as the free agency tracker, according to Spot Track, I want to make sure if this is legit though. Of course, James Harden, Chris Middleton, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, Porzingis, D'Angelo Russell, Kevin Love, Vucevic, Draymond Green, VanVleet, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Grant, Karis LeVert, Gary Trent, Malik Beasley, Derrick Rose, Will Barton, Christian Wood, Brooke Lopez, Kyle Kuzma, Jordan Clarkson, Josh Hart, Kelly Oubre, Josh Richardson, Dylan Brooks, Dwight Powell, Taylor Horton Tucker, Alex Burks, Jay Crowder, Victor Oladipo, Dario Saric. Saric has not been the same since he actually tore his ACL when he was in Phoenix. He ain't been the same since. Seth Curry, Mason Plumlee, Bruce Brown, Joe Ingles, Lonnie Walker, Rudy Gay, Kobe White. I mean, it's a very underrated. I mean, Hachimura, Kendrick Nunn, Cam Reddish, Cameron Johnson from Brooklyn. Dante DiVincenzo, that we just talked about, he's a free agent. Jeff Green, Terrence Davis, Mike Muscala, Andre Drummond. I'm telling you, Miami, make the call for Andre Drummond. I'm saying it right now. Make the call for Andre Drummond. Make the call. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna throw that out there because I don't know. People keep talking. Listen, keep Dwight Howard in China, and Andre Drummond is probably the best center right now that can get you boards in defense. You might not get some scores from him because I'm kind of mad at the 76ers getting rid of him. So as far as that goes, yeah, it's a lot. But RC asked the question, but he said, "What about Gigi Jackson?"
I got him on my list. I forgot where he was predicted to go to. I was trying to write down on my notes this morning, y'all, because I'm not on my computer, so I had to actually write them down. And it was taking me a little minute.
What about Gigi Jackson? And he said, don't fall asleep on Cam Whitmore from Villanova as well. Cam Whitmore is not that bad, though. I watch him, even though that I watch college basketball a lot. I didn't watch a lot this past season. For some reason, I was not really intrigued with college basketball this season. I just wasn't.
No, I really wasn't either. It was just a couple names that I just really like. And so somebody just said something about Whitmore. So what they said, Whitmore supposedly showed shades of Miles Bridges and Corey Maggette. But that's not bad.
Oh, Corey! I remember Corey Maggette. I totally forgot about him. People don't know
about Corey, man. But
I totally forgot about Corey Maggette, man. I was like, "Yo, what is going on? Like, what happened?" I think his injuries is the reason why that he couldn't do it. But Unc says, "Okay, nephew, check this out. Out of the projected top 10 picks will be out of the G League or overseas." You know what? I have to agree with you there, Unc, because if you look at the American players that comes out of college, it wasn't really a star player that stood out from everybody in college this year. There wasn't no one. Yeah, of course you have to make your players of the years in your conference. You got to, your national player of the year in those conferences, but it wasn't really nobody that stood out to me in the college basketball world that made me like, oh, I have to watch him. I have to watch this game because of this dude. And I was kind of surprised about that. And I think, and I know I'm getting off topic here, but this is why I feel like the NBA should move it to a 2-year in college before going to the NBA. Because I think we're losing out on the game of college basketball and how stars are made in college basketball. Understand that you want to go and make your money in the NBA, but now we have the NIL deals that makes you money while you're in college. So it's not really no rush to go to the NBA, even though the NIL deals is almost about not really about the same amount as what the NBA is giving, but you're getting paid something that you don't really have to be like, damn, I gotta jump to the NBA right now. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like I think after your sophomore year, I think you should be able to be cleared for the draft. I think your first year, you're still trying to develop as a player, playing 1 year of college ball. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I just feel like it takes away from the excitement of college basketball, because back then I used to watch college basketball more than I used to watch the NBA. It was more entertaining. And now this year, I just feel like I didn't even want to tune into the tournament. I was not excited. I wasn't.
I just feel like it's also a lot of those big schools. Like last year, I really locked in I was not watching a lot of big school games. Like when I tell y'all some of the best games I watched, people gonna laugh, but it was like Northwestern Dakota, like play like those type of teams. Like watching those type of teams, watching Colgate or like just different teams. Of course, I'm from Charlotte, so I mean we got like Livingstone, Johnson C. Smith, like those type of schools.
The smaller schools.
We got Shaw, like just even in like Townsend, like just different like those younger schools. I mean those like smaller schools. They them guys actually come to play. They don't really they're not getting a lot of TV time already. Like a lot of them, you have to download apps or even go to a website to even watch them play. So them guys are not even expecting nobody to even be watching them. So they just out there straight playing basketball. But like now, you got the bigger schools, man, especially like you said with the deals now, man, it's going to be more about money now. Yeah, anything is going to be about money. Them guys is like, it's just not that exciting no more. It's not, and I'm a Duke fan. We one of the most like exciting schools you might know about. Like, we were sorry last year. We were just Duke, but like to me, we were sorry.
And for Tennessee, that's how I felt for Tennessee. Like, even though Tennessee started out so well, but they fell off so badly going into the tournament. I just didn't understand it. I didn't like it. And I just think the college game, it needs the players to stay a little bit more before they go into the NBA. Mac, what up, bro?
Mac attack, man.
Going on?
What's going on, my brother? What's going on, man? I was just talking about how I feel like I think now we have the NIL deals in the college sports now. I feel like now for the NBA, I think it needs to be at least 2 years before you go into the NBA at this point, because we were just talking about college basketball, how college basketball was not exciting like it used to be. Everybody used to be ready to, let's make the brackets, the brackologies and the hype around it. It just was not hype in the last couple of years, in my personal opinion, because these players are so quick to go to the NBA, and then when they get to the NBA, you don't hear shit about them after they get there, or they get to the G, they gotta get bumped down to the G League, or they gotta go another place overseas and play because they rushed themselves to the NBA. And I feel like now with the NIL deals in college basketball or in college sports itself, I don't feel like there's a rush. And I think it's time to the NBA to stop rushing these players that's not even developed yet to go into the NBA, and then you don't see their faces at all.
But I think that's only for, they might feel like they shortchanging some of them guys who are coming in there their first year and are NBA ready. Because it is a couple. It has been some. Like, it's not like it hasn't been any. It has been some. Or who might come in there they might just not need as much as them other guys. So
we see a lot of players that goes to college and say that they got a college say they NBA ready.
Oh no.
And we don't see them on the floor at all.
Yeah. This is my only point that on this topic. It's imagine in 2 or 3 years where you get another LeBron type guy, and there's one for every generation. There's one. What happens if this guy is so fucking amazing But now he's got to wait 2 years before he can get to the NBA.
You get what I'm saying?
And
It's another class of guys coming in.
I just don't see another generation. I mean, as of right now, they saying Wemby is the next generational talent. If I'm not mistaken,
I don't know. We'll talk about that on draft night.
Not that. He's not that.
Yeah, I will talk about that draft night. I don't feel like
I mean, only reason why I feel like I say that because I feel like their players are rushing to the NBA in their if you are that generational talent, I can understand that, but I just feel like just imagine if LeBron James went to college. Just imagine, you know how much viewership and how much money the NCAA tournament would have made if LeBron James would have went to college. You know how much the NBA would be a non-factor if LeBron James went to college. It would have been. It would have been a non-factor. Everybody will be tuning into the NCAA tournament if LeBron James went to college. But I don't think you're going to see another player like LeBron James come out of high school that's going to be dominant like that the way the game is played now. I just don't see that. I don't see no generational talent in high school basketball that could be the next generation. I can see it coming out of college, but I damn sure don't see it coming out of high school no more because they be looking at guys that's coming out of junior high and coming into high school, but then when they get to college or whatever, they don't do nothing. So for me, I feel like even though you say LeBron James, but look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant with the Texans got to the tournament and they made his name bigger and still was a top 5 pick in the league. So I feel like you can have that generational talent, but I just don't see a generational talent coming out of high school as of right now. I don't see nobody. But I mean, if I'm missing something, please tell me.
So my point is this again, from the list. Let's be honest here. How many guys came out of high school to the league? You know what I mean? Like because of their pure talent. That's why. It's not like there's 150 of them. You know what I mean? There's like 20 guys that came into the league from high school, and of them 20 guys, 5 of those names are damn good names.
Which is understandable, but we're not getting those type of breed of players in today's game no more. We're not.
I mean, yeah, we don't have none upcoming right now. Absolutely agree with you, but that's what I'm saying. 10 years, a different ball game. You know what I mean?
I don't see him getting a rookie of the year, bro. I don't know about that.
I just don't see a college. I don't see that's why I kind of happy that they don't come out of high school anymore. But because sometimes you got the Kwame Browns of the world that did nothing coming out of high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
So you got the Kwame Browns of the world. So
the only thing I wouldn't want to do is I wouldn't want to, like, if I was an NBA team, I wouldn't want to restrict myself. That's why I wouldn't vote for that to happen. Because what happens if a generational talent did come up and he was straight out of high school? I got the first pick, but I can't pick this man. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that, but at the same time, just because he could be a generational talent doesn't mean he's going to actually be a generational talent when you get there.
Yeah, but I mean,
my thing is this though: when you go to college, you're going to get paid, bro. What's the rush to the NBA when you're going to get paid to play when you go to college?
But I mean, some of the guys, you got to think, like, let's be realistic. Some of them want to play at that level. That's what they're doing. That's all they like for.
Smoked at that level, and that's why they get smoked at that level. That's
the man. They gotta live with that decision. But some of them might not, and it's like you got to give a man a decision to make that choice or not. Like that's what you want to do.
And this is why 90% of the guys that come, not even 90%. This is why since LeBron James ain't no generational talent or high school talent has did anything in the NBA. Why you think they changed it? Why do you think they changed it?
But then you have the thing now, like with the Ignite thing they got going on, that Scoop been playing in. Like, you know, they got like that going on now. So they're trying to create an avenue for them to be like, okay, well, you don't have to go to college, but you can like still just prepare for the NBA. Like some of them guys.
The question is they getting paid to play in them leagues?
I don't know. I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do. I don't think it's like the G League or not like that. But I think that's more like a AAU circuit type thing going on.
I'm just saying this, right? So my wife's cousin played for the Maryland Terps this last year. His NIL deal, right, was for $15,000 a year. That's what he got. He got paid $15,000. That was his NIL deal. That's nothing, bro. That's nothing. I can make more than 15 grand flipping burgers at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be before you get into that. Let's be realistic here.
Hold
If you look at all the
let
great players that came out of college basketball as a kid, $15,000 is enough for a kid that had nothing. I'm just saying.
I mean, but it's not compared to what they're making off of some of these guys' likeness. There's a bunch of guys out here that balled out this year in college that are making real scrimpy NIL deals. And you think of how much money. And then on top of this, right, I've heard chatter. I've heard plenty of chatter in the background where people are like, well, now that we're paying them NIL deals, now they can pay for their schooling out of the NIL deal. So now you're going to add more money deficit.
But in that situation too, though, that comes down to, mind you, college basketball players can get agents. That's down to your agent making that negotiation.
Yeah, no.
So as a college basketball player, you got to know what's in the best interest for you. Just don't let your agent do everything for you.
And in a way, I understand it, but again, you just like you said, these are young guys. They're kids still. Some of them, you know what I mean. For them to know their best interest is a little. It's a little reach. It is. It's a little reach because some of them just don't. They don't have that understanding yet. And that's why I say, like, you know, as far as that goes, like, it corrupts it a little bit. Because it's like, you know, if we're going to have NIL deals, there needs to be stipulations on NIL deals. Just like NFL with draft picks now. Draft picks, you get paid a certain amount of money. You can't, you know what I mean, negotiate for more money or any of that crap. Like, you get paid by your pick. And I feel like that's how a lot of colleges should do it.
And this is why you have more successful players in the NFL than you have more NBA players in the NBA. Because you have to develop. You have to develop in college football. You have to develop to be that guy to play 3 years of college football. And when you get into the NFL, that's why you get paid that you get paid in the NFL. Now I could pull up a list of a lot of players that came out in their first year and done nothing. And it was more of players being players. It's more players that have not been good, and it's players that have been okay. Like you've seen the Anthony Davis come out his freshman year. You see the John Wall come out his freshman year, and you see those guys do that good. But I feel like every player should not go to the NBA if you're not ready for it. I don't care if you're in high school or you played 1 year. If don't say you're declaring yourself in the NBA draft and you know damn well you're not ready for it. That's why I feel like kids need to understand, like, everything is not all about the money sometimes, because sometimes you could be a first round draft pick coming out of high school and nobody hears from you after that. Same thing for first year in college. Nobody hears from you after that. I feel like sometimes you end up being an afterthought when you rush to go to the NBA.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you on a certain extent. Absolutely. But like I said, it's those fine little gray areas is just my big ordeal. Because like I said, we don't see any generational talent coming out right now. We don't see any really climbing up. But again, like I said, 5-10 years from now, it's really not that long of a time, but it's a long time in basketball standards. Because again, what happened after Jordan? Jordan, you know what I mean? We had AI, we had Kobe, we had a few guys, but you're like, you know, who's going to be the next guy? Who's going to be the next guy? Then it was LeBron. Since LeBron, we really haven't had anybody that really jumped out at us that said, "Oh man, look how good my game is." So on par with you, I'm right there with you. Like I agree for that fact. I agree that a lot of these kids should go to college. Absolutely. That's where you hone your craft. Then you can really start focusing. So then when you the pros.
I'm gonna let you get back to it, but I'm gonna just say this one part. When it comes to college basketball, the landscape of what college basketball is. Now, if you know that you had an okay year in college basketball, you could develop in that second year. You could go from being an early second round pick and move up to be a first round pick. if you had a second year. All I want to see is I want to see all these kids succeed. I just want to see development. Even though you're not a generational talent, but you can find your ways to get your stock better if you at least play 1 year at college and you want to leave college and go to the Ignite like Scoot Henderson did. Cool, I'm fine with that. But just going 1 year straight to the NBA or just try to find a developmental league before you get to the NBA like the Ignite, I'm fine with that. But or if I mean a lot of people can't go to those type of leagues because they want the best of the best. So I mean, what is your next options?
So do you want them to implement the same rule that the NFL has, where they have to be at least 2 years out of high school?
At least 2 years, or find a development league after the 1 year they play college ball.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what happens if you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to play college ball. I don't want to go to college. College ain't nothing there for me. I don't want to go learn. I don't want to take no classes. I don't want to do shit. I want to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
this is why a lot of players that said that and went to the NBA, and we don't know where they're at right now.
No, and like I said, I can't disagree with you. Like I said, I can name 5 guys that came from high school that had good careers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that out of like the 50 guys that's done it, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a horrible percentage, but it's also not a good percentage. You know what I mean? That's like shooting 30%. You know, like depends where you're shooting from. You shooting from half court, 30% is damn good. But you're shooting 30% from 12 feet. That's horrible. That's why I'm saying.
And that's why I'm kind of happy that Bronny didn't go. Like, I'm happy that Bronny, is LeBron James is not going to let him come out after 1 year when it comes to Bronny.
That's just not a smart move anyway. Bronny doesn't have he's talented. Absolutely, I will get Bronny is definitely fucking talented, but he is nowhere near talented as his father. He doesn't have the physical attributes. He doesn't have all that stuff.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean, because I feel like Bronny's going to try to rush himself to the NBA to play with his father, and that's the issue in itself. I hate that.
Out of the James family, the only one that I could see that could possibly, skip on college, that would be Bryce. Bryce is now starting to have the size, the physical attributes, the play. Now, again, he's got a few more years because what is he, 16 years old?
I still think he's too small. He has to get bigger.
He's still got time to grow. He's still got time to like I said, he would be the only one from that James family that I think could possibly. But again, we're still years away.
There's no reason for Wemby not to be successful as long as injuries don't delay. Wemby should be special. It might take a bit. I have season or whatnot in a season or two, but soon he'll be fine. I just think he needs to put on weight. That's all I think it is. I think he needs to put on muscle, not like fat weight, but put on muscle.
Yeah, I mean, he's. I'm telling you, he's going to go through the Giannis. He's going to do the same regiment Giannis did, and from year 1 to year 3, you're going to see him fill out and start looking more muscular. I mean, again, these guys are super young. Like, we all know how it was when we were young. When we were young, we had a different body shape, as though from 18, and then look at your body when you're 20, 22, 23 years old. Like, your body just naturally starts to fill out. I know guys that were skinny as a twig all the way till they were like 19, and then all of a sudden they got, they rounded out a little bit and they got a little thicker, because it is like your body has to have time to mature and continue to grow. And like I said, I mean, as far as him, like I think he's an absolute talent. I haven't seen enough and him dominate enough top talent for me to say that Victor is going to be a generational talent.
I mean, he has played with the professionals overseas. Like we said, because even going back to with Luka, we said the same thing about Luka too. Like how he's going to pan out playing against some of the best players in the world in the NBA, and he came in and he wasn't a generational talent, but that was an okay draft with him and Trae Young being those two guys, being the face of that draft. But I think Wemby's, if he can gain that muscle and he develops, because the thing about it is he can push the ball up like a guard, He can post up. He could do a few other things. So
sir.
for Wemby, it's gonna be very different. It's gonna be a very different type of player. But I don't think. I mean, they say that he a generational talent, but I don't know. I just got to see it to believe it.
There's things that he can do now in the league he's running, the competition he's been facing. You're not going to be able to do that in the NBA. You're not. He's not going to be able to sit there like, yes, he's got good handles and all this stuff. But some of the things that he can do, you put Patrick Beverly in front of him, and he tries to do all the double dribble back and forth sway moves. Patrick Beverly don't steal that ball. Any good defender steal that fucking ball. I don't give a fuck. You're hunched over. You're 7'2". Okay, like I get it. Yes, you have great handles, but this is the NBA we're talking about. Some of the best defenders, some of the best guys who are gonna sit there and they're gonna get low and they're gonna dive at that ball. They're gonna cut at the ball. Where, like I said, I'm not gonna say he's not gonna have any success because Jokic can bring the fucking ball up. So you know what I mean? Like anybody can bring the ball up as long as they keep the pay attention. But I'm saying like a lot of the little moves that he like finesse shit that he gets away with doing now, I don't think he'll get away with doing that in the league on a regular basis until, like you said, until he's completely like he gets that muscle tone, until he gets the NBA body. It's going to be tough for him, especially like you said, the majority of the time he's going to get put on a bigger guy, especially on defense. They're going to put one of their bigger wings, or they're going to put one of a center who can actually move. So you're going to go up against guys who are a little more filled out. And when you're going up against heavier guys, it's going to be a long, hard game.
I think Pop's going to get him ready. I mean, I think Pop is one of those coaches that's going to develop him, because if you look at it, even though Tim Duncan, he's from the Virgin Islands, but he played his ball at Wake Forest. So I mean, he played 1 year at Wake. I mean, it was about I think it was 1 year or 2 years that he played at Wake Forest, if I'm not mistaken. But Tim Duncan turned out to be one of the best power forwards to ever play this game. I just think it just takes development. It's going to take time. I don't want Wemby to come in and just be like, okay, you have to be this immediately. And that's what the media gets from it. They think that he's supposed to be this guy immediately, and I disagree with that. I disagree. Yeah. I don't think he has to be that right now, but I feel like the Spurs have their guy.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Say that again, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Maverick, go ahead.
I mean, but you don't feel like that's what you don't feel like that's what they hyped him up to be, though? Was like a right now type of guy? Like, I'm like, supposedly.
I think they can hype him up to be that, but if you look at the Spurs roster, they're not that. You get what I'm saying? They don't have nothing. They don't have nothing around Wemby right now that to say they could win right now with Wemby.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Now, see, this is how I see it. He's going to come in, and what they're looking for, and they're saying, like, look, this cat's going to be the rookie of the year, okay? He's going to come in, he's going to dominate, he's going to show off, he's going to win rookie of the year. Yeah. Year two, he's going to fill out a little more. He's going to be even better than the rookie year, okay? By year 3, he should fill out a little more, essentially be pretty much at his NBA body, and we should be seeing lights out Victor Wemby. Okay. That's how I'm thinking it is. Because by
no, he will not.
Pledged go out.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think he just physically he doesn't. I don't like.
But think about, but we can say that physically, but we said that about Giannis as well. What did we say when Giannis came into the league?
Yeah, but
he has to put on muscle. He has to.
I got a question though. How many guys? It's been a lot of big guys, like a lot of like 7-footers, 6'11s, whatever, like Giannis, whatever. How many of them actually have came in and really put on that weight though? Besides Giannis, how many of them actually came in and put on weight?
It really depends on your coaching staff to help them put on that weight too. It really depends on your organization as well. Now, if we want to be completely honest, we said that about Duncan. Duncan came in very slim to none. But when he came in and he got under a David Robinson in that coaching staff with Coach Popovich, he put on that weight and he developed into a very fundamental player. Now, if Pop did sign a 3-year extension. So in the next couple of years, which is 4 years left, I mean, it's 4 years that Pop is going to be with the Spurs. That's a good time span to help Wemby get the muscle and develop every single year. I really think that Wemby can really be that guy, but I just need to stop the rush. Stop the rush.
Okay.
Because we said this about Giannis. Giannis was not in a rush to be that generational talent as he is today. Like when Giannis got into the league, okay, what did they say? He was too small and he got to gain muscle and he has a better post presence. And what did he do? He developed into one of the best players in the league now. Just gotta give Wemby that time, man.
But Giannis, but we can't act like Giannis not a one of a kind. But we cannot act like Giannis is not a one of a kind dog, man. Giannis.
But did we know that coming into the draft that he was a one of a kind dog? Did we know that?
I mean, I can feel that. But that's why. But all I'm saying is that work ethic and that dedication that Giannis has, even to put on the weight, even to become the player he came, that is rare. Does Victor even have that? Before we even talk about, does he, you know what I'm saying? Like, does he have that?
I think he's just under an organization where I know that he will listen to the coaches there. I think he's in the right. If he gets drafted which he will get drafted to the Spurs.
Oh, Unc just brought up a good point. Unc said it took Duncan 4 years to develop it to his body.
So here's my whole thing is, okay. When did Giannis get drafted? What number was he? Wembley is going number 1 overall. Okay. I don't care what anybody says. Number 1 overall picks, you're expected to come in immediately and have an impact.
Yeah.
That's
just like Anthony Bennett from the Cleveland Cavaliers a couple years back too.
I mean, but and with Max saying that, regardless of what they do, and that's the truth though. As a number 1 pick,
I think being a number 1 overall pick and no matter what sport it is overrated.
Yeah, I mean, but that whole thing, you're getting picked in the first round. You're getting picked first overall, top 10. Like you're top 10. You got picked top 10 because of your expectations. What's expected of you? It'd be different if you know what I mean. If a guy's hurt, okay, you know that first year he's nursing his injury. Year 2, though, we need to see something. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's when you're picked in them top spots, you have much more expected from you. And I think that's
I disagree because the teams you get drafted to, they're bums. So what really expectations that you have? Like, and me and Buck were just talking about this. That's why I feel like NBA is more of an individual sport than a team sport because we look at the individual player instead of the team around the star player.
Yeah, no, NBA is definitely a more individual sport.
Yeah, no, I mean, and for sure, and especially when it comes to the you know, I mean, young guys coming into the league, especially when they're going on teams that really don't have that much talent. It's like, like listen, not everybody can be rookie of the year, okay? Because it's only given out to one person. But the simple fact is, can you come in and can you compete? Can you show the promise that you have in you? Can you show that you're going to elevate your game every single year? You're going to continue to get better.
You know who you sound like, Mac? Who you talking about? You know who you sound like? Who you talk about? Can we forget about a guy named Ben Simmons that was supposed to be that? If I'm not mistaken. No, I'm saying that's what you sound like. You sound like that. You sound like you're talking about Ben Simmons right there. That's what you sound.
No. Not Ben Simmons.
He said that.
Okay, he had it was the shooting. Shooting was that ceiling that was above his head, and that was the biggest question. Is he gonna be able to improve his shooting? Is he gonna be able to become a shooter? Is he gonna be able to be consistent? Blah 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 blah. Shooting was his big thing. That glass ceiling was sitting over there, and that motherfucker must have been bulletproof because he never got okay. And that's what I'm saying by it. Like, bro, when you're talking about guys like Wembley and versus guys like Simmons, Wembley, like the only thing you can worry about is his physical weight and being able to be physical enough in the NBA.
Yeah.
His tool bag is, man, that motherfucker walking around with 2 goddamn full tool bags, okay? like offense and defense. Like the man plays. He plays. He's a gamer. He comes to play every single game, and I love that about him. But again, like you said, it's the little things. It's his weight and the physical muscle, and then it's going to be getting used to playing at the speed of the NBA. Because you can play in the G League, you can play in any kind of other league you want. It's not as fast as the NBA. Europe is the next best thing. I'll say that. But Europe, I'll say this: Europe defensively can be a little better than the NBA.
Yeah,
But they also get away with a lot of shit over
They
in
definitely
Europe.
say it's harder to score supposedly in the European leagues.
Because I've sat there over the last 2 years. I've watched a lot of them games over in Europe, and dude, the physicality that them guys play with is a whole different ball game. So even Lucas said it. Lucas said when I came here, man, playing in the NBA was so much easier to score.
Yeah,
and it was, and that's why I mean, like, you know. You have to be patient with some of these guys when it comes to certain things. And as far as weight and physical, you give it 2 or 3 years. Even Tim Duncan. Okay, Tim Duncan took a full 4 years to get his body right, but that's what I'm saying. Look at the age. He was in his early to mid 20s. That's when you completely wind up filling your body out. Now, again, if you add, the right eating regimen, the right training regimen, all that good stuff, like it all takes into account.
All right, so I mean, we talked a little bit about everything here, but I'm gonna just give y'all some quick 5 trades before we go a little bit into the NFL as well.
yes,
And
sir.
actually, it's just two more. It's just 2 more NBA quick takes that I have here. It's the five fresh trades, to shake up the NBA draft. Which like I was just telling Bug, it's a possibility that we could do the NBA draft. If y'all down for it, if y'all available for it. But it's 5 fresh trades that they have. So the number 1 trade that they have so far is the Pistons trading up for Brandon Miller from Alabama. So they have the Pistons receiving the number 2 overall pick in small forward Gordon Hayward, and the Charlotte Hornets will receive the number 5th overall pick for Bojan Bogdanovic and Alex Burke. That's what they have here. And even though with Bogdanovic averaging 21.6 points a game and shooting 41% from the 3, do you think that's a good move for the Pistons to move up and go up and get Brandon Miller, knowing that they still got Monty Williams there? They got some young guys that they got with Wade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey over there. How y'all feel about that trade?
Just to be correct, so Bog went to Detroit.
Yeah, Bog will go to Detroit with Alex Burks and the Charlotte. So no, the Hornets. No, I'm sorry. Detroit will receive the number 2 overall pick is a small forward Gordon Hayward. Charlotte Hornets will receive the 5th overall pick, Bojan Bogdanovic and Alex Burks. That's what Charlotte will receive.
Charlotte won the trade easily. But look, as a Wizards fan, I know Burke and I know Bog. Okay, they're both great role players, great team players, and they're going to do anything you ask them to do. And as far, like I said, and that trade for the Hornets, it was a great trade for the Hornets. Not a bad trade for Detroit, but what is Hayward going to do?
Yes.
Right. And I mean, my thing is this: if you're going to move up to number 2 overall pick, if you're Detroit, I'm getting Scoot instead of Brandon Miller right there. I'm getting Scoot.
I mean, but I think it's hard because you guys look what they just did with Sadiq Bey. Like, they really didn't have to give Sadiq Bey up. Honestly, I don't think they even should have did that. So I don't think they're trying to probably go get another 3 or something like that. That's why
I think Detroit is trying to go young. That's why they're trying to go young with Monty Williams there.
Sure. And you see, they might. Zion is a possibility for them. I'm telling everybody, keep throwing it out there. Zion is a possibility for Detroit. Remember, you got to hear first. He's a possibility for Detroit.
So number 2, we have
I'm thinking about that. Putting Zion with Monty Williams. That's actually that don't sound too bad. That sounds like a coach that could push him.
Best ability is availability. Stop making porn and get on the court. That's what I'm gonna say. Stop getting porn stars pregnant. That's all I'm gonna say. Best ability is availability, just like you said yesterday about Landry Shamet. Best ability is availability. That's the same thing we can say with Zion as well.
Absolutely. But, I mean, we can't compare the two talent-wise, though.
No, not talent-wise. I'm just saying if you want a player available to help you win games, not talent-wise. Absolutely not. No.
I'm saying, though, you're going from the Pelicans to Monty Williams in Detroit. Like, bro, Monty Williams, I don't give a fuck. He's an A-rated coach. He might not be us, but
absolutely, hands down.
And he's the type of coach that you want to play for. You want to play. You know what I mean? He's not the kind of coach that he's going to pat you on the back every day. He's the type of coach you want to go out on the court and you want to try to succeed. If he's telling you, man, set that pick hard. Every time you set that pick, guess what you're going to do? You're going to set it hard because my coach told me to. You know? Seriously, though. Like, he's the kind of guy that you want to go out and you want to play for. You want to play your best damn ball for him. Whether literally you're just setting screens and picks and you know what I mean, rocking the rotation, or you're the main guy out there, shooting the damn ball.
True.
Honestly, and I feel like that was a great decision for Detroit because it is like you're going to bring somebody to come in there and to turn the ship around and make Detroit relevant again. Monty Williams is your fucking guy because
agreed.
He's going to build through the draft. He's going to grab young talent, and then he's going to put his system in there, and he's going to get guys to buy into his system. So 5-6 years ago, come on, Phoenix was damn near irrelevant. Let's be honest here. I didn't start paying attention to Phoenix until Monty Williams got there, and he started to really implementing, his fingerprints all over that place. So for me, that's why I mean, like, in the next few years, we're really going to find out what he's going to do in Detroit. And I feel like year 1 to year 3 is going to be completely different.
So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch the Pistons this year. It's going to be very interesting to watch them. The number 2 pick that they have on this list here is that the Atlanta Hawks receive the number 10 overall pick, power forward Davis Bertans and JaVale McGee, and the Dallas Mavericks get John Collins and Oyike Okongu. I think another guy, the 2 big men from Atlanta. So how y'all feel about that? Atlanta getting number 10 overall pick and giving Davis Bertans and JaVale McGee, and the Dallas Mavericks getting John Collins and Oyike Okongu. If I said that correctly, I don't know. I'm sorry for butchering names.
I think that would be solid for Dallas. I mean, you know what I'm saying, to get John Collins over there. I mean, Christian Wood's a free agent. I think you listed him earlier.
Christian Wood's a free agent.
If you're getting Christian Wood out there, you need some body down there in the paint. You get a Kongu, you get somebody who can defend on the wing because they did lose. They didn't lose. Was it 50 Smith, Reggie Bullock? One of them stayed. Did they keep both, or one stay?
I mean, when I read the list off of free agencies, they wasn't even. Finney Smith wasn't even on there.
Oh, so Finney's obviously staying. So, but that would be nice to get them another defender over there. He attacks the right. He kind of played a 3-4 position. That's not bad. I don't think for the Mavericks. I don't think that's a bad trade.
I agree because I feel like now we've been talking about the John Collins trade for so many years now, and Atlanta just couldn't find a suitor for it. I think it's time for John Collins and the Atlanta Hawks to move on. The next one that we have here is we have the Blazers move back to acquire Miles Turner. So it says the Indiana Pacers will get the number 3 overall pick and Nurkic, and the Portland Trailblazers receive the number 7 overall pick and Miles Turner.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, they Nurkic 28. I mean, he can't
Nurkic
shoot.
Is just injury prone. That's my problem with Nurkic. He can't stay healthy.
And then you got
the Blazers getting Miles Turner. That's good.
Turner came off. He averaged 13.3 last season, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 51% in 26 minutes a night.
Sheesh. Miles Turner's a very underrated center in this league. Very underrated.
Sheesh.
Oh, for sure.
That's efficient. That's efficient. You can't ask for. That's definitely good. That's efficient numbers right there.
I think Dame would like that.
Yeah, Dame would love that.
I think Dame would stay if Miles Turner would get traded there.
But
My thing is that number 7 pick, who is Portland going to get with that number 7 pick? That's the question in itself.
Because that's going to mean a lot to whatever move they make with the trade. So.
Right.
Yeah.
The next one that we have here is, of course, the main one that everybody talked about. Pelicans scoot up in the draft board to get their point guard. So they saying the Pelicans received the number 2 overall pick in forward Cody Martin, and the Charlotte Hornets will receive this: the 14th overall pick, 2027 first round pick, unprotected to the Milwaukee Bucks, Trey Murphy III, and guard Dyson Daniels. No Zion in that trade.
Hey man, they might got other plans for Zion. I keep saying that. I keep saying there might be other plans for Zion out here, man. But
if they could pull this off and still keep Zion, and the Pelicans could move up to number 2.
Zion's still gone regardless, though.
That would be smart of the Pelicans if they could pull that off.
And still keep him in the process of picking Scoot up.
Yeah, because look, I'm gonna just say it again. The New Orleans Pelicans received the number 2 overall pick in Cody Martin. The Charlotte Hornets will receive the 14th overall pick, 2027 first round pick, which is unprotected via the Milwaukee Bucks. And on top of that, they get a Trey Murphy III and Dyson Daniels. So you still keep Zion. That's smart of Pelicans. It's smart. If you can pull that off, that's smart.
I still don't feel like they keep Zion. I feel like they just I feel like that ship has sailed with them. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that ship sailed. I don't see no purpose of keeping Zion at this point. It really doesn't make sense.
I want to wait for Mac to come here, though, because I'm waiting for Mac to come here because I want him to hear about this trade that's coming up next. So, oh my God, look what it says here. The Washington Wizards, Mac, gets the number. This is what the Washington Wizards will receive: the number 6 overall pick, Jalen Suggs, Jonathan Isaac, and Gary Harris. And Orlando Magic gets Bradley Beal.
Keeps on. Yeah, Unc said about the twins. I think the Thompson twins.
Yeah,
from overtime, man. Them boys are dogs. They was on my draft board too, man. Probably they gonna be somewhere in that top. I
want to hear what Matt gotta say because I don't know. He might like this trade, ladies and gentlemen. He might like this trade, but I mean, the thing about it is though that Orlando Magic might be that third team because remember it's been rumors about a third team trying to be involved with this trade with the Phoenix Suns. It's been like that. So if Orlando could get involved in this trade some way, somehow, and pull this off, I think I like it. You bring a young guy like a Jalen Suggs and a Jonathan Isaac and Gary Harris, but you still taking away from your guy that's from Duke, Banchero. You're taking away from him, but you put Banchero and Bill together and still had the number 6 pick. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one there. So Mac, I don't know if you heard. One of the 5 trades that they put up here. Did you hear it or no? Are you muted? I think he's muted. I don't know. He might have to come back in. But because I want to wait for his thoughts on this. I want to wait on his thoughts on this.
Sorry about that, guys. I put my phone down and I forgot where I put it at.
So technically you were searching your phone. So remember we were talking about how the Bradley Beal trade has to officially go through just in case if there's a third team. But I don't know why they put this out knowing that he's been traded to the Suns, but they saying this in the draft that Orlando Magic might be one of those teams to get involved in this three-team trade, but it might be a little bit different now. I don't know if the Suns might pull this off, and I don't know why Bleacher Report will put this up there, but they said the Washington Wizards will receive the number 6 overall pick, Jalen Suggs, Jonathan Isaac, and Gary Harris, and Orlando Magic gets Bradley Beal.
Shit, I like that trade a lot better.
What I said?
He said you like that. He said you like it.
I knew he was going to
listen to me. Hey, look. Isaac replaces Kuzma. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, that right there, just him alone, let alone the rest of the guys. Like, okay, bam, we gonna get young role players. Okay, we like that. That's how you start to rebuild. You know what I mean? You grab young guys that can play. They might not be the best, but they can play good team ball. And that's what we have to do. We need young guys to rebuild off of. You're trading for two old guys that you might get something for. To me, that's why I said I was very disappointed hearing that was the trade from the Suns.
Yeah, I know you was pissed about that. I knew you was pissed about that trade because you came up here on fire yesterday. You came up here on fire yesterday, man.
Like, you're gonna give up a 3-time All-Star for scraps? I don't give a fuck if it was 22nd round picks. Like, dude, you might find a gem or two in there, but for the most part, like, again, those are G League type players that you're grabbing. Now, yeah, again, some of them could elevate, but man, I wouldn't bet my future on a bunch of 2nd round picks.
True. I mean,
you give me a couple players and a couple picks, then damn, there's a start.
I think it could have been some 1st round picks y'all should have got though, but because y'all.
We couldn't because they gave them to Brooklyn. That's why
No, I'm talking about the Suns giving up some 1st round draft picks to give to y'all. Oh yeah, you're right, because they got Cameron Johnson and Mikal Bridges in that trade. Got it. I got it. So that means they could have went somewhere else with somebody that had 1st round draft picks and would have got something from them, you know.
Right.
But I want to switch over to a few NFL topics here. Dalvin Cook. He said that he's interested in teaming up with DeAndre Hopkins. Now, if we look at this, right, they both free agents, but the thing about Dalvin Cook is that he has not visited any teams yet. So, Mac, I know you need a running back in Baltimore, but if he was to team up with D. Hopkins, I don't see that him going to Baltimore without D. Hop. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't see that happening. But if the New England Patriots and I don't see Dalvin Cook going to Tennessee.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
I can see the New England Patriots picking up Dalvin Cook and D. Hop.
Both of them.
I can see the Patriots doing that.
And then hold up. Wait a minute. That division just got real motherfucking spicy.
It did. So
like I said,
so Boog, if they pick up D Hop and Dalvin Cook, how you feeling about your Dolphins, bro? How you feeling?
I mean, we still solid. We still good. Like that's
no. You know who that affects, right? Buffalo.
Who?
Buffalo. Remember I called a couple months ago? I said they could be at the bottom of the motherfucking. They could be very well. They could be at the bottom of the division. And everybody laughed at me. But now it's like, things is getting spicy.
Yeah, I think outside of D-Hop, I still think they need another weapon to help them out offensively for the New England Patriots. Don't get me wrong, the New England Patriots defense is always good. We're not going to do that.
Bruh, hold on. I'm telling you, if you're telling me with Dalvin Cook edition and D-Hop edition, what they already have.
They got your second.
Who they have at number 2? Who they have at number 2? Oh, I'm bugging. Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm totally, but I'm not.
He's hurt right.
I'm not a fan.
He's hurt right now.
Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm not a fan of him.
Listen. Me neither. And I think it's probably the same reason why I'm not a big fan of him. I don't like the stupid shit.
Yeah, like.
But as on the field, when he's on the field, though, he is a damn solid number 2 contributor. He is. You have to give him. And especially with the New England Patriots, the no-nonsense bullshit, how they carry it, I think that might be the perfect place for him. And
it might be. And
then injecting them two right there, having Dalvin Cook, a reliable source that Mac Jones can hand off to, having an even better reliable target that he can throw to in D-Hop. Like, and these guys are coming there to win.
Yeah, they want to win the division, and I feel like now when you bring Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, and then the way the Dolphins went out and got Ramsey, and people say the Bills might go out and get D-Hop, but I think they already took themselves out of that sweepstakes. They took themselves out of that sweepstakes. Them and Kansas City took themselves out of that sweepstakes. So right now, the only two teams that D-Hop actually officially visit was the Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots. Me personally, if I am the Tennessee Titans, I will back. I want to say back off, but if I'm D-Hop, I will back off from the Tennessee Titans, and I'll just go to New England. Go with a young Mac Jones, help him develop with Juju Smith-Schuster. I think he still got Hunter Henry. I think he still got Hunter Henry there as the tight end because Jonnu Smith got traded to the Atlanta Falcons. So I mean, they gotta. You add Dalvin Cook with Stevenson in that running back room. If you could get Dalvin Cook on like a 1 or 2 year deal and not break the bank because the running back salary is just not great right now, both of these players are going to have to take pay cuts to prove it deals. And I'm just be real, but I think that would really help Mac Jones. And I think Dalvin Cook and D-Hop with Juju Smith-Schuster and Henry, I think that you're right. Y'all might say that's enough. I think that might be enough. But
Diggs is upset.
I
Yeah,
just
I
don't
was
see
telling him
D-Hop
about
going to
that
Buffalo.
earlier.
I don't see that.
Say that again.
I don't see D-Hop going to Buffalo.
Oh no, I don't really see that happening either. Like,
because it was so much hype around it when D-Hop first got released, and now it died down so badly because of, I guess, from what D-Hop wants a type of Odell Beckham type of contract, which deservingly so. I mean, he only missed games because of PED. He didn't miss games because of injury. He was out for 8 games because of the PED violation. Just imagine if he would have played those 8 games, you would have seen those numbers, no matter what quarterback it is for D-Hop. You get what I'm saying? So I can see the Patriots make the call, make this AFC East a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, especially if they pull the trigger on something like this, you're literally talking about, like, AFC North might be the toughest division, but I guarantee, motherfucking, the AFC East will be the most interesting and exciting.
Yeah, it'll be very exciting to watch. It'll be very exciting to watch because right now it ain't no definitive winner of the AFC East right now. If you want to look at it on paper, it's not.
I'm just saying. Week 1, I already got my bet in. Buffalo losing to the Jets.
All right, so y'all heard it here first. When we do our Sunday morning show for the NFL, you heard it. Come back to June 20th.
Why do we gotta keep doing this AFC East talk though? I'm just so confused. Like you did.
I mean, it was a hot topic. It was a hot topic.
I just like how you threw that jab out there.
Dalvin Cook playing together.
I just like how you threw that quick jab out there. Like, oh, it's not a definitive winner of the AFC East. Like,
because it's not on. If you look at it on paper, it's not. It's not right now.
On paper, we're definitely the best team. I feel like.
See, I want to say that, but the problem is the Jets have loaded up.
I mean, because outside of Sauce, when you could talk about outside of Sauce, Quinnen, I don't even know if they still have Mosley. They did pick up Amos. I forgot my guy on the other side, but it's like, besides Sauce, who are you really worried about on that defense? Who are you really worried about on?
But the Jets,
what is his name?
But the Jets has been a top 10 defense. They were just a quarterback away. They've been a top 10 defense.
Yeah,
they had a great defense. Offensively, they just have not been good to score points. That's been the problem with the Jets.
I cannot remember that guy's name. I think
CJ Mosley is still at linebacker.
The opposite of Sauce, the other cornerback who played.
Is it Bryce? Is his name Bryce?
No.
You talking about Bryce Hall, the running back for the Jets?
Yeah, no, they got 2 Bryce. They got a Bryce at a corner too.
No, he was not the starter on the other side. I play too much Madden, and I'm mad because I'm picturing his face.
That's why I can't remember either.
His name, and I'm just like, oh my god, because it was. I think it starts with a C. I think his last name starts with a C.
They got Michael. It's not Michael Carter. That's a wrong name. You got Gertie. You got Tom Adams. You got Sauce. Yeah, on the other side. Oh, DJ. You got DJ Reader. Oh, Michael Carter.
There it is.
Sauce Gardner,
DJ Reader. Yeah.
Michael Carter Jr., Michael Carter II, Brandon Echols, Bryce Hall, and Justin Hardy as the depth chart for the Jets in 2023. But they're very young and they're a good tandem. They're a good tandem.
Yeah, for sure.
They're very underrated, but I'm just saying, like, the Jets defense always been good offensively. It's just they just shit the bed because of the Sam Darnolds and the Zach Wilsons and terrible quarterbacking.
For sure.
So when it comes to the AFC East, that's why I said it's wide
I just
open
feel like when you
until
look at a
actually see a
Deshaun,
game play.
when you look at Deshaun Elliott, Jalen Phillips, Javon Holland, who had a good season last year, Christian Wilkins, like then add Ramsey in there. It's I mean Bradley
It looks
Chubb.
good on paper. We just have to see it come to intuition.
I mean, but are these not players who have performed though? Also though.
I mean,
I'm saying,
yeah,
like, it's not like
I get that, but when you come into this is what I said on the Nothing But Raiders podcast, because
I think the only reason is the big question mark why the Miami isn't definitive is because of Tua. That is the only reason.
I guess I'm gonna have to eat that. I'm gonna have to eat that just for right
your
now.
defense
Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat that.
Fucking A1 sauce, bro. I'm not gonna shit. A1 sauce. You know what I'm saying? Your offense is the steak, but the problem is Tua is the fucking fork, and without a fork, you ain't eating shit.
But that just takes me back to here. If you look at all the teams that have good defenses in this division, it's always the offense side of the ball is the question. It's not the defense. Patriots defense, good with Matthew Judon leading that defense. Good. Offensively, Mac Jones, what can he do? Another question mark on the offensive side. Same thing for the Miami Dolphins. We all know what the acquisitions and getting Javon Holland and those guys over on the defensive side of the ball for Miami. But the question is what? Tua Tagovailoa, can he stay healthy with these weapons? Then you look at Buffalo. Buffalo's kind of slid down a little bit defensively, and offensively they not really been that great. So they kind of like on a 50-50 dotted line. You don't know what you're going to get out of Buffalo anyway. And then you have the New England Patriots, the Dolphins, the Jets. You got the Jets now that had a good defense. I mean, you look, all these teams in that division have great defense, but it's always been questions on the offensive side of the ball. Even with Josh Allen in Buffalo, it's always been questions there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I listen. Like I said, I was a fan of Josh Allen for a long time, but watching him get to the playoffs and shit the bed, and get to the playoffs and shit the bed. And then, like, even at one point, they were talking about how Josh Allen could possibly be better than Patrick Mahomes. And it was like, how? You have everything around you. He's had multiple years where he's had a good defense behind him. He's had a decent to good offense. So, what you know what I mean? What's the excuse? It's the same thing I said for Dak Prescott. You have almost everything around you every single year you play, but you come in and you shit the bed. At some point, stop making excuses. It's not an excuse. You're not as good as you think you are. You're good. You're not great. That's it. You're good.
Agreed.
Okay. And I think more people need to come out and say that versus sitting there. You have certain guys that'll, oh, no, Dak Prescott, blah, blah, blah. Here's this stat, that's that, this, that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Fuck the stats. Wins are wins, losses are losses. And my biggest problem with a lot of these guys is if you have a defense that doesn't allow teams to score over 30, but yet you can't score over 30, you're the problem.
And just this is a good question since Nasir said this here. He said that because I think this was a good question. The Jets are very scary now. They have a proven quarterback. No more excuses, right? It's no more excuses for the Jets.
For sure.
It's no more excuses. Even though you got Aaron Rodgers probably on a 1-year basis because you don't know if he's going to retire next season, you better make the best of it if you're the New York Jets. You got to make the best of it.
So I would say this, right? I need them to guarantee to get to the playoffs. And I need them to guarantee to win in the fucking playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not just like getting to the wild card and winning the fucking wild card. Like, I need you to win a divisional fucking game.
Right.
I mean, like you need a wild card, win, and then you can possibly lose to where okay, boom, let's reload for next year. Okay, we know we right. But if the Jets were to say to get to the fucking wild card and lose, then, bro, no, you shit the bed. You shit the fucking bed.
And you went out and traded and got all of that for Aaron Rodgers, and you still couldn't do nothing. So there's no excuse for the Jets this year. It's no excuse because you want to win now, and that's why you went out and got Rodgers because you want to win now, basically. But speaking of this AFC East and speaking of the New England Patriots, I want to get in. I want to get into
this. What just came out?
With Patrick Jones pleading not guilty.
Yeah, man.
Please not guilty to weapon charges.
No, 9 gun charges.
Yeah, it's 9 gun charges, and he posted a $30,000 cash bail, and he's scheduled to appear in court August 18th for a probable cause hearing. So the prosecutor said to the authorities that Boston Logan Airport found a Glock box with 2 guns and ammunition inside the bag with Jones' name on it. So Jack Jones is 25 years old and was charged with 2 counts of following offenses of possession of a concealed weapon in a secured area in the airport, possession of ammunition without a firearm, identification card, unlawful possession on a firearm, carrying a loaded firearm, and possession of a large capacity of feeding device. So they said the counts against Jones command mandatory minimum of 2.5 years if he's indicted and later convicted. 2 other counts a mandatory minimum sentence to 18 months if he's indicted after later being convicted. So I want to get your thoughts on this because I'm gonna say this once and once only. It is a privilege to be a professional athlete.
Yeah, so
it is a privilege to be a professional athlete, and if you don't take that privilege seriously, you're done.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry to say, he will not get a second chance in the NFL. I don't give a shit.
And from what I'm reading, he's kind of like a knucklehead. They said when he was in college, when he went to Southern Cal, he got kicked off after 2 seasons because he was on academic issues. And then they said later that year he served a 45-day house arrest for burglarizing a Panda Express. Then he got suspended his 2020 season for violation rules. Then last year in the 2022 season, he got suspended again for 2 games at the end of the season. Belichick wouldn't release why he got suspended.
So is it John Jones or Jack Jones? Because ESPN says Jack Jones.
Yeah, they say Jack Jones. They say Jack Jones on ESPN.
Okay, that's what I was. I just wanted to make sure that was correct. But I'm sick of this with these players feeling like they can get.
The saddest thing for me is it's really sad for me because it's like, the worst thing to have is wasted talent. And you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like these guys, like you're 1 in a fucking million. You know what I mean? You're not just lucky, damn fucking lucky to get to play a game for a living. And you're absolutely right. Like, and I don't know, like we had a conversation, about shit like this, but it is like you should hold yourself to higher standards.
Yeah.
Like when you're a professional athlete, no matter how small or insignificant you think your role might be, it's not. Somebody's always going to be watching. Somebody's always going to be looking. And it's like it doesn't make sense.
How to do it in an airport.
Like it just doesn't make sense to me. But you know what? I will say this. Like with hearing this horrible shit and reading about it, I read a little bit about it earlier. It makes me think of Richardson. Did you guys hear the story about Richardson during the
Trent Richardson?
No, not Trent Richardson. What's his name? The new quarterback for Indy.
Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, Anthony Richardson.
No, I didn't hear about that story. No.
So during the draft, right? They were having a meeting for the rookies. After the meeting was over, all the rookies got up and left. Anthony Richardson stayed and helped clean up the room. And one of the coaches went back and was like, "Hey man, you don't have to do that. That's what they got people for." And Richardson was like, "Nah, this is not what it looked like when we came in this room." And he stayed and helped clean. You know what I mean? And picked up his trash and picked up his teammates' trash. And you know what I mean? Helped the custodians clean the room up.
Right.
And stayed till it was completely done. And then, shook everybody's hand, took some pictures, and then left. And it's like, He didn't do that in front of the cameras. We wouldn't even know the story if it wasn't for the coach telling it. You know what I mean? And at least I'm happy that there's guys like that coming into the league.
Yeah.
Because as long as we have guys like that coming into the league, knuckleheads like this won't have a place in the league. Because I feel like it's absolutely what you said. It's a privilege to play in the league. And if you don't see it that way, and you still have to have a different type of mentality, no, your mentality should be, I'm getting paid to play a sport. Let me be the best I can be. Let me find the best version of me I can, instead of doing stupid shit. It's just like you're going to get caught up. You know you're going to get caught up.
Right.
And the other problem is a lot of these guys, they think they know everything. You can't touch me because you couldn't touch me in high school because I was the best football player. You couldn't touch me in college because I was the best football player. Well, now I'm in the NFL. You can't touch me because I'm an
NFL guy.
And dude, that mentality, it builds and builds and builds, and now you got guys that you can't tell nothing to. And that's why I'm saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is it. He ain't in the league anymore after this.
I just feel like I wish that I could. I just wish that people could understand that us sitting here doing this, wishing we could be in the NFL right now. And we will make the best out of our career. Yes, it might be some challenges up the way because due to the fact that you feel as though you gotta, help everybody and whoever was there for you through your process, you gotta reward them. But you got to make the best of you being drafted and sustaining a career in this league, because a lot of players that get drafted, they don't stay in this league. They got to go to the XFL, CFL, USFL, and try to get back into the NFL and bust their ass to get there.
Yeah,
Same thing for the NBA.
Bro,
you got to do it. You get drafted, but you sit at the end of the bench, and then they send you down to the G League, and you like, what the hell?
Bro,
and they got to bust their ass to get back to the main goal that they wanted to do.
No, even we can go on top of that. What about all the guys who got injured?
Right.
Their career over too soon.
Exactly.
Like me, when my knee boot gave out and I got hit on the crackback block and the dude took my knee out, that was it. My football career essentially was over after that. You know what I mean? And for me, sitting here watching guys get to play football and do something that I love, that I would give up everything for, and they sit there and they take it lightly and treat it as if, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, because I'm talented. Motherfucker, listen to me. But Baltimore City jail full of motherfuckers who can slam, dunk, cut, run, do all that shit. Motherfuckers can ball out. They could be in the motherfucking NBA. There are not a bunch of them, but enough of them. And I'm telling you, as seeing, like, nah, man, you can be as dumb as you want to be and as talented as you want to be, and you're going to end up where you choose to end up.
And it's just crazy because it makes me think about a lot of movies and stuff, or a lot of, sports movies that has, kids with backgrounds like this. You see a kid get killed. They tell him this backstory, how he was a great athlete, what he could have done if he would have stayed on the right track. You feel what I'm saying? But you have kids out there now that's following people's like a John Morant or Jack Jones. I don't know where Jack Jones is from, but I know he's an idol somewhere out there, somewhere, somehow. And things just have to be, it just has to look better. So it just have to get better. Like, just because you're in the NFL, just because you're a professional athlete and you have a platform, it doesn't mean that you can get away with any and everything. Money is not always power all the time. It's just not.
I'm just saying, like, and then it's like, you would think that these guys would have somebody in their ear, somebody around them, an assistant, you know what I mean, a friend, to say, hey, bro, that sounds really dumb. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have somebody at that point. Like, somebody's got to be there to say, what you're doing is dumb. And if you don't have nobody there, then maybe you should get some fucking body.
Facts. Facts. But before I just we end the show, I just want to throw it out there because I just got this from Ian Rappaport. The NFL conference call discussing the league's gambling policy and education. Here are the 6 key rules for players when it comes to gambling. It says 1, don't bet on the NFL. 2, don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying at a team hotel. Don't have someone bet for you. Don't share team inside information. Do not enter a sports book during the NFL playing season, and don't play daily fantasy football. That's the 6 rules on that so far. So they said when it comes to the don't bet on the NFL, that's the more detail of that. Don't ever bet on any NFL game, not even for $1. Your team's games, another team's games, and the outcome of a point score, parlay, prop, and future bets on the NFL. That includes all NFL events such as NFL Draft, Combine, Pro Bowl, flag events, and NFL honors. More details about rule number 2: that don't gamble at work, including from your phone. Don't bet on anything when you're at a team facility or stadium, including the parking lot, on a team road trip, team plane, bus, car, team hotel, or other team business. In summary, don't bet on anything while at work. Quick thoughts.
Nah, I love it. I fucking love it. You set direct parameters on what can be done and what cannot be done. That's what was needed. That's literally what was needed. So bam, and it covered. Like I said a couple weeks ago, right? If you say no betting on the NFL, period. Now they said that. Now no betting on anything while you're at work, at a team facility, on the road, off the road, hotel, any of that shit. If you're not at your house, essentially, do not bet.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So even for the dummies, that is simplistic enough that everybody can understand that.
Bug, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, like Matt said, that just like basically, if you, I don't know how, because I don't feel like they should have been this been a thing that's going on. This should have really been got addressed, but I guess it had to come to the forefront for a couple players to get caught and for stuff to be going on for them to be like, okay, now it's time for us to make some legit rules about this stuff. So, like you said, if you could make it as simplistic as you wanted to and just say, don't bet unless you're at home. Like,
now I got a quick question about this though. I got a quick question for both of y'all. Now, if they said don't bet on any of your NFL teams or at facilities and stuff like that, do this include for other sports as well?
Yeah,
that's my question, dude. Like, say if you're at a say if you at like you working out, but you bet on the NBA finals. You can't do that under the circumstances under your own facility, correct? I just want to make sure I had that clarified.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that would be included. Yeah.
And essentially, it would be workouts. It would be, going to see trainers, any of that stuff. So essentially, if you're not at your home, leave it alone.
Okay, so NFL players, I'm putting this out there. PSA: bet at home and home early, only. And when you bring your phone out to go to a facility, don't delete the app. You delete the app.
No, fuck all that. Buy you a burner phone and put your betting apps on that burner phone. Leave that burner phone at your house. That's it. Simple as that.
You could do that. You could do that as well. You could absolutely do that as well. So that came out from Ian Rappaport about the whole rule thing of the policy here. So that's basically what it is today for today's show of the Darion Hopkins Show here. And Mac, you was on here longer than expected, bro. Surprisingly, it must not be busy today.
Oh no, I mean, I did 16 orders this morning.
Oh, so you're relaxing basically.
No. I still got a bunch of stuff to do, but I got enough counter time where I can sit here and I can finish out the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk on the back end. If y'all want to do the NBA draft on Thursday, let me know. I'm not gonna do the whole draft. I might do the first round and that's it. Because I did the draft last year, and that shit lasts me 4 hours. I'm not sitting on a live stream for 4 hours. I'm just not doing it. That's like a baseball game, and I'm not doing it.
That's how you get. That's how you get them views up, like Kai Sonnet and all them. That's how you got to stay on there for like 16 hours.
I get that. But imagine sitting on your. Listen, I get that. But I did the NFL draft, and that was those 3 days was brutal. Especially the day 3 when you had the 5 to 7 rounds, brutal. You got to understand, sitting in one seat and just waiting for the next pick, and they go through all these commercials and stuff like that, and you got to entertain the people while the commercial is on. It's a lot with the NBA draft.
Nah, just probably the first round, a little bit of the second if possible, but just probably the first round would be good. That'd be good enough for everybody.
Yeah, because these picks ain't gonna be as fast like the first round of the NFL draft. You know who the first 5 picks are. We already know.
It's gonna be at least one blockbuster trade that come in there in the middle of that.
And we want to be on. We want to be on there for the reaction as well. So if y'all do want to come on for that, we could do that. We'll definitely let y'all know in the on social media if we're gonna be doing the NBA draft, which I really want to do. Unless y'all split it up, one to 2, someone else do 3 and 4. Nah.
I'm not doing 3 or 4.
Yeah. See, I don't think that would be 3 or 4 either. I think we all in the same process, and we'll do 1 and 2. Screw that. But anything else y'all gotta say before we head out of here from today's show?
I mean, how many days is officially left today? Hold on.
So I think it's like 80. It was like 80 days. How many days is left until?
Oh yeah, see, Matt, they already know what I'm saying. He's 74 days. So, yeah.
See,
I know.
Y'all got it already. Y'all see, listen, when it comes to me and math, I'm not great. I'm telling y'all that right now. I'm one of the slowest people when it comes to math. I gotta be like, hold up, I gotta do this again. Wait a minute. Let me redo this again. I listen. Yeah, I'm not that best at math. But thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Same time, same place tomorrow. We will be changing the time of the show. I will announce that really, really soon. I probably will announce that Friday when we get the full poll. I'm gonna wait for the whole week for that poll to be officially done. Then we'll see what the time is. If you did not check it out, make sure you go to the community post and put your vote in of the times that we do have on there. But if they can't do these times, then us 3 will figure out a time that's best for everybody. And I'm gonna look at the analytics as well and see who the most people on YouTube around those certain times. But thank you so much, man. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter at DhopkinsShow, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. We all there on the show. So see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. And comment, like, and subscribe. We out of here, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.